Hello, this is Dead Hamster. Today we're going to take a look at a new update to the custom course patch. This adds a brand new custom level, Toad's Village. Additionally, it fixes the graphical errors that the previous versions have all had on console. I was able to fix all of the corruption and bad triangles that were getting drawn. So we're going to take a look at that now. So as you can see up top, we now have an actual visual indicator as to which set of courses you'll be loading. Now additionally, the preview textures and the banners where it says Luigi Raceway, Moo Moo Farm, and Koopa Troopa Beach are also supposed to be updating. On emulator, the code that I've written for this works. However, when trying to run it on console, I believe that I ran into an issue when trying to DMA 8 textures off of the cartridge and load them into memory that quickly. Wasn't able to do it, so when one course, which is the 5th course here, which is Toad's Village, it was not an issue and I was able to load it in, but when trying to do it with 4, the game would lag up and then eventually crash. So have to figure out a way around that. Don't quite know yet, but for now at least I can see what set I'm in with the indicator up top. So we're going to go through all 5 courses again. Starting off, this will be Peach's Castle. So loading in. Now if you remember from the earlier videos, right here is where you'd see that corruption, and that is no longer there. There is no sky weird texture displaying. Now I still haven't gotten transparency. I haven't worked out the code to display transparent faces yet. However, that at the very least has been fixed, so we won't be seeing those errors anymore. Additionally, coming out of the cave, I do notice back here, just saw it as I went back, there are still some weird triangles in this section. I don't know what that's from yet. All the faces seem to be drawing fine, so again, I don't quite know yet, but hopefully we can figure this out soon. The other levels don't seem to have this happening, and again, I don't know what object it is that's causing this yet. The exit out of the cave has been modified. That's something I had quite a number of requests from. They said it was a very steep jump coming out of the cave, so I went ahead and lessened the slope. So you shouldn't have as many situations where you tumble out over the ledge, and you shouldn't hopefully have as many situations where you fly off into the moat either. So now coming around, and then here as well again has been evened out to help the AI going over that hill. So approaching the last lap here. And there we are. So for each one of these I'm going to let the AI do a little victory lap to show how the computer would normally progress along the course. Now they're certainly not perfect by any means, but they do get the job done, and with the way Grand Prix's rubber banding works, it would never really be an issue. If Grand Prix ever works. It's quite a challenge to overcome. So as you can see, driving through the course, not very well, but getting the job done. Coming up here, I believe the zigzagging is actually, oh wow, they're always going to fall out. I believe the zigzagging is actually from there being so many course paths. Normally there's not as condensed of a path list as I'm making, so I'm wondering if spacing those out might help their driving as well, and instead of 800, maybe 500 markers for custom courses. But that's unfortunately, again, quite a tall order to be changing those out on the fly. Completely changes the structure of the entire course. But I digress. We're going to go to the next one. That's Lon Lon Ranch. You'll also notice with these, custom music and sky colors are now working. So you can see the sunset background and the Choco Mountain music, which I thought was fairly fitting for Lon Lon Ranch. Additionally, what you won't see, but what is also currently working, is custom assembly instructions can be set up for each course, so that you could do things like changing character speed or jump height, or moving objects in the level, such as the thwomps in Bowser's Castle. So while I haven't made any courses yet that take advantage of custom assembly, it is working in the game. We've tested it with some custom routines, and so we are able also to run custom assembly for all the custom levels we have here. I'm supposed to do a victory lap. That course is very basic. There's nothing to it, so nothing lost in this case. Boo's Mansion. This one had quite a large number of graphic issues. Almost all of them seem to be resolved. I'm not noticing any. So the texture in the background there is fixed. The sky color is this nice purple tone. Bowser's Castle music for the theming. No triangles jumping out everywhere. At least, again, none that I've seen. The banners, which are also were getting broken, are all fine. The starting line banners. Nope, too far. It's okay. And one last lap here. Catch that second mini turbo, but that's alright. So 3 laps in. Gotta go ahead and let it do a victory lap on this one. So the course pads here work very well. The characters navigate it pretty well. There's one turn they can't quite get. That's okay. Again, the way the rubber banding works, they're going to be right back on top of you before they even fall through the level. So coming up on this turn, fine, but it's this one. They come up on this U-turn, they take it too sharp, or too wide rather, and down into the pit. So Lakitu will bring them back up, and the rubber banding will have them right back on your tail. It'll almost never be an issue, I imagine, except for on the last lap maybe. But again, Grand Prix is a long way off, so not something I'm worried about yet. Now, Mushroom Valley we've seen quite a few times, so I'm not going to go over it too much. I need to do some changes to this course. The speedrunning community has shown me quite a number of flaws in it. The couple that kind of ruined the course, unfortunately. So we'll have to take a closer look at you know, what shortcuts are shortcuts, and how to prevent unintentional shortcuts from ending up. I'm going to showcase that coming up here. So, shortcut is defined as somehow abusing Lakitu, or jumping over a wall, or somehow accessing something that you're not supposed to. This here, it's not a shortcut. You don't need to jump, you don't need to hit R, you can just drive straight up the wall. There's a special flag you can set for materials that makes them a tumbling material, where, similar to how if you're on a slope, you fall, there's a special flag you can set so that regardless of how steep a material is, you'll always tumble on it. I'll need to make sure to set the cliffs, at least those cliffs particularly, if not all of them, to be this tumbling material. This section here in the center is out of bounds. That was also present in the last update, a bit improved. and then this section here is actually grass, whereas before that was a small secret being kept as roadway. So I'm not going to go over this too much. This course has been showcased quite a bit, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into the new course now, course number 5. This one is Toad's Village, located in the Flower Cup. It seemed fitting, and the theme matched well enough to use Toad's Turnpike music. So you proceed through the small cave here, around this ledge, to the right, and then back through for the U-turn back to the finish line. So already found a few interesting glitches in here, so to speak. The starting line loop that we found in other courses, I'll be able to fix that with an adjustment to some values. I don't know where or what they are yet, but you can take advantage of the distance that the game calculates the starting line as. So the starting line is at the first course marker position, and it goes so far to the left and right. Now unfortunately, it doesn't quite go as far as you might like. Every course is different. Mario's Raceway has a certain value, Yoshi's Valley has a much larger one. But the point is, I can come over here, loop back around, and finish a lap just like that. This also works on Peach's Castle. I don't believe Boo's Mansion is set up in a way that you can take advantage of it. Mushroom Valley you can't take advantage of, and Lon Lon Ranch you also cannot take advantage of. But these two courses, Peach's Castle and Toad's Village, have that small little snag in it, and because of how it works, you can actually just do a A-B turn where you just spin in a circle and spin out and get a lap that way, because you go out of bounds and then back into the lap marker. So you can end up with a sub 1 second lap time. This is going to be something I can fix and adjust the length so that it's past the barrier and you're not able to do those types of glitches, but for right now it's in there. Unfortunate as it is, again, that is something that in the future will be removed. So hopefully it doesn't pick up too much traction for any type of records, because it's definitely not going to stick around. There are other shortcuts, the ones that are legitimate, I love, but that isn't so clean. So we're going to do another one, because this is the first time I've showcased this level, and actually just drive around and explore it a bit. So up on the top, of course, a few toad houses, different colors, green and red. As you proceed around the first corner, you do start to slowly descend, and then this large jump ramp here downwards. Bend around to the right. This is all just open space, no trees placed yet. I will go back through and do that soon, but haven't bothered really setting those up yet. Maybe some piranha plants too. Not really sure if they'd be welcome in Toad's Village, but you might see if we can fit a few of those in there as well. So this center area as well, out of bounds because you would not be able to get back up from it easily. And then if you attempt to drive off here, you will be taken out of bounds as well. There we go. Took a lot of shortcuts designing this, and you can see some of them, for example, right here, how they don't quite intersect, and they sort of overlap the grass and ground, the cliffs. And the same is true for this surface here in the pit. That's also just a single face, as opposed to being attached to the surrounding geometry. And then up top, one last house. Little path to the right comes to a close, and that's it. So very simple, very quick course. I like the layout though, it seems good. I like the U-turn at the end being pretty sharp. You have to kind of decide how you want to take that. if it's worth using a mushroom so that you can get the mini turbo, or if it's better just to hop around it and not waste speed falling into the grass. A few things to consider, I suppose. So this release will be in the comments below. I'll have a pinned comment up top that'll have the download link. Additionally, today is the 7th of April, and tonight at about 11 p.m. I'll be doing a live stream where I'll be showcasing this and other custom courses on my Twitch channel. And then afterwards we might even begin designing the next custom level and figuring out what that's going to be. So if you want to catch that, the Twitch channel will be linked in the description. That is twitch.tv/deadhamster35. And then additionally, as always, if you'd like to be kept up to date on Mario Kart modding news and other things going on in the community, please go ahead and click the subscribe link that should be popping up in a moment or so for the YouTube channel right here. On top of the custom courses that I and others design, I also showcase and feature mods from the Mario Kart community that others are making. So if you want to be, again, kept up to anything going on in the Mario Kart 64 modding community, please go ahead and click that subscribe link so you can see future videos that I put out. That's going to wrap up everything for here. As always, thank you guys so much for your support. I can't tell you how much I appreciate knowing that there are others out there that are liking the content that we're making, and it really helps make all the effort and work put into it worth it. So again, thank you guys so much. I hope all of you are staying safe with the crazy pandemic going on. Please be sure to keep yourselves healthy, stay safe, and as always, take care.